Y'all, who am I? Who am I today? I don't know. All right. What up? What up? Oh, Taye, yes, I love it. So, okay, I'm gonna bring you on in just a second. So, welcome everyone. We're doing a late night live session, so I'm excited about it. Okay, because the late night lives can get a little late. So, tonight we are bringing on one of my nurse besties, boss besties, and I'm excited for the conversation because y'all see me as a nurse entrepreneur, but like we're really deep in these streets. So we are continuing our Her Live series tonight with Nurse Taye. So let me call Nurse Taye.
Hey, let me bring this down some more.
What happened back there?
Listen, I had to make a dash real quick.
We just talked about that. So, all right. So, welcome to our Her Live series After Dark. Yay. So we got a great series guest tonight. Wow. Don't ask. I was just spending evening. Okay. So I'm excited for us to have this conversation because we'll get into that. So first I want you to introduce yourself and let the people know who you are.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Dontricia. Sorry about the glare, but I gotta have my glasses. I can't see. But I go by Taye, Taye, and I am a registered nurse based out of Atlanta, Georgia. I have my own post-operative care business. So for ones who have cosmetic surgery, lipo, tummy tuck, BBL, I do the full entire aftercare, including your lymphatic therapies, your suture removal, your drain removal, your seroma treatment involving extractions, and your wound care. I also provide non-invasive body contouring services for ones who may not be interested or even qualify for surgery, but still want to make some adjustments in their appearance. So I provide options and solutions for every type of client. I have female clients, I have male clients, I have trans clients, I've even had celebrity clients.
Okay, so she's the real truth, okay?
All that.
This is why this conversation is going good, okay? Let's go. The late night lives gonna be good, okay? Let me tell you what. This is why this conversation is gonna be good, okay? So, one, post-op is a huge thing right now, okay? Like it's huge, and it is taking the world by storm. But so many people ain't getting it done right. So many people get botched. So many people don't know what to do after. They going in to lay on the table and not ready for what's to come after that. They ain't ready before they lay on the table. Like there's so many things about this, but we're gonna get into that. Okay? We're gonna get into that. But first, so some of y'all who may not know me, let me give my introduction because some of y'all may not know who I am, and that's fine. So I am Tanisha, registered nurse as well. I am based out of Dallas, Texas. I am the owner of Eudaimonia Wellness and Beauty. We are a wellness spa in Dallas that do services of IV hydration, vitamin injection, medically managed weight loss programs. So we help you to live a healthy life and that you don't have to come see us in the ER. That's what we do. Okay? That's the whole goal. So I want to talk a little bit about life as a nurse and what made you go into nursing entrepreneurship.
All right, so I'll start with being a nurse was my lifelong dream. From like literally the age of 7 or 8, I already knew what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a nurse. That's it. That's all. Once I accomplished that, my background is ER as well. I've been an ER nurse for 10 years. I started to realize that my dream was now, well, I don't want to say nightmare, but I was no longer happy. I'm like, I can't even believe at one point this really was my dream. Like, we would crack jokes in the ER because it was just unreal to the reality of healthcare. They teach you in nursing school to, advocate, speak up, always care, always do what's best. However, when it comes to actually doing that, you are ridiculed. You're made to feel like you're asking for too much, you're a complainer, or you can't take it, or you can't handle it, when for the simple matter of fact is, these are people's lives that we're literally up here handling and managing all at one time. Do you think it's fair for me to have to take care of 6, 7, I don't know, I've had up to 12 at Grady patients at once, and all of them are literally needing life-saving interventions? Do you even think that that makes sense that one nurse can handle? So I can admit I had to check in with myself. I lost my compassion. I wasn't a nice nurse anymore. I couldn't stand to see nobody walk through. Okay? And it was at that moment that I was like, okay, Taye, this is not you. This is not why you became a nurse. I need for you to figure this out, figure out a way to find your love again. So it happened by me having my own cosmetic surgery. I had lipo 360 almost 2 years ago. Even though I was a nurse, I realized how ill prepared I was. A lot of things I didn't know. And I'm like, if I'm a whole nurse up here acting clueless, imagine what somebody else is who doesn't have a medical background, how they're feeling, how they even know if they're getting treated appropriately or have the proper care that they need. So that's how the business started.
That is a conversation. We're gonna have that conversation another day. But that is a conversation that it's really real, because people ask me all the time because they feel like, oh, well, you're a nurse, you have this amazing career, and you have this great job, and why would you want to leave that to go into something that is like unsteady, that's unpredictable? And it's a mind shift. It's a mindset thing. Like with us both having a background in ER, like ER nursing is in the trenches. Okay. I'm not saying that nobody else's job or floor nurses or outpatient. I ain't saying that y'all.
It is what it is. They talk about us. They know what's up too. It's ghetto.
But I'm telling y'all, it ain't no nurse trench like in ER. Okay? We are literally the first people that see these people, and we get whatever, whenever, however, whenever. Okay.
And knowing how to fight is an actual requirement.
It really is. Patients, you know, these times like I've been swung on.
Hey, bro,
try to
let you know. Try to get phone to. This ain't the one.
This is like, it's real life, and like you get to a point where you're like, I am not coming to work to be abused. If I'm not going to deal with that outside of work, and I'm not going to deal with that in a relationship, what makes you think I'm going to deal with that in a work environment? Yeah. No, baby, I'm not doing it. And on top of that, you want me to do stuff that's going to waste my license, so now I can't even practice no more because now I didn't jeopardize my license for y'all? No, no, baby.
I'm good.
No, it's not. So it is a real conversation, and we're going to take that. Don't worry, I'm going to write that down. We're going to have that conversation a whole another line. Okay? But y'all can ask as many questions as y'all want. I tell people all the time, nursing, I love what I do because I have options to be able to do a lot of things. Okay? Would I go back and do it all over again? No.
I picked the wrong profession, but now I feel like I picked the right one again.
Exactly, because of the flexibility. And that's what they don't teach us in school is entrepreneurship as a nurse is a real thing. And we're needed in that space because, like, you're in the post-op world, and people ask me all the time, is that is not my ministry. Everybody has a lane. Post-op is not my lane. I bring you and let you go to the people who they love it. I don't like that stuff. Okay. I work y'all all day long, but I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. So It is just a part of just,
Yeah, hey,
just like in
you gotta find your
that's
niche,
something
and
that you
that's
can do.
okay. You want to do what you
It's
love. That's
perfectly great.
yeah, that's what it's about.
So, girl, listen, go full force, okay? Do it well. Don't let them nurses that are old and been in the game try to eat their young, okay? Make sure you advocate for yourself,
Stand your
advocate for
ground.
your patients, okay? But get your experience, because owning a business with having the experience that I've had as a nurse has been the only thing that I know I can fall back on. Because when you own your own business as a nurse, you don't have that safety of the hospital to fall back on. You don't have that safety of another coworker to fall back on. You don't have that safety net. It's you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Your critical thinking skills better be top notch. Your thinking assessments, your time management better be way up here.
Yeah,
Okay, I don't
definitely
mean,
time management. I
I
ain't
mean it
gonna hold
better be
you.
way up there, because if you don't have critical thinking skills, you don't have time management, you ain't gonna make it. And I will say, being and working in the ER has taught me amazing time management skills, amazing assessment skills, and amazing critical thinking skills. Like, there's nothing that doesn't come my way that I automatically in 5 to 10 seconds don't know what I need to do next. So that's just like I said, another line for another day. We ain't gonna talk about that today, because we can talk about that for hours. Okay, I got a whole
We
lot
all
of
got
nurse stories.
stories.
Okay, a whole lot. We ain't here to share them stories today.
Hey,
Hey,
everybody, how y'all
Janelle.
doing? Hey, girl.
So with you and having your experience with your own postdoc, and you deciding to go into nursing entrepreneurship, let us know kind of how that thought process been, and starting the business. Like, how was that? Being a nurse, starting a business, being burnt out, knowing you need to do something different, but how did you say, okay, I know I got to make this leap?
Okay, so COVID, long story short. Baby, baby. And I can't even, it's such a crazy space to be in, because even though that was like probably one of the most monumental moments in our life history,
Mm-hmm.
it changed my life for the
Mm.
better. Yes, I went through it. I was in the trenches. I traveled. I worked. And never in my life did I think I actually would be risking my life going to work for real. So that was a slap in the face right there. Also, the treatment after COVID for me. Like, how we heroes for one whole year. You're begging, pleading, on bended knee, willing to do whatever. Just say a number and you got us, right? Because you're that desperate. You need us that bad. As soon as things got better, we went crap. Like, it was like, back to the streets you go. And I'm like, what kind of disrespect is this? Like, we literally were the ones that were holding it together while
Hmm.
everybody trying to figure out what to do. Be the one holding hands with your loved one that you couldn't even be in the same room with. Okay? Just to be broken all the way back down, and made you feel like you're nothing, like literally nothing. And nurses actually died, doctors died. Like, that wasn't cool. I ain't gonna lie. One hospital I worked at, which I won't say the name, it was in the ER. The tech got sick, and she actually got intubated. Like, she almost lost her life. They wouldn't even want us to talk about it. They didn't want us to create any type of like GoFundMe or account, ask how she was doing. We didn't see any flyers up for donations to try to help this lady. Like, it was a mess. And that was another thing that really ticked me off, because that tech had been working there for years, like almost 20 years. And y'all gonna just like act like she doesn't exist? So after that happened, I was like, okay. I was in Texas at the time. I was in McAllen. And I started just to get real depressed. Like, I was sad. And people wasn't understanding, because all they saw was the money. They wasn't understanding my mental. And I'm like, yeah, I'm making a lot of money, but y'all, I'm not happy. Like, I am not happy at all. And it was in that moment, in that hotel room, and I said, I'm gonna figure this out. When COVID is done, I said, it's the last time I'm doing an assignment. I'm going to figure it out. And of course, I was like, when I take a break, I'm gonna get my body done. Okay, celebrate my wins.
The ultimate celebration.
Okay. And then while I'm recovering, I'm like, yo, like, it's not even that many nurses at the time doing post-op. It was majority, other specialties. And I started to realize it's way more than just massages. Like, you're actually a patient. I have to assess you from head to toe every single time. I have to, catch the signs of infection, see if your drains are functioning properly, monitoring your stitches that you don't even know are dissolvable or not, manage your wound care, handle your seroma, answer all these questions. And I'm like, I know there's a need for more medical people in this business. There's a need for more people who can handle a post-op client in its entirety and not just one thing. So I started doing my research. I saw, kind of what I could do with it, which is pretty much everything at this point. I'm like, okay, this is the route I'm going to go. I already felt like I understand how the client feels because I was a client at one point. So I already felt familiar with the type of community that I was going to be dealing with. So I'm like, okay, I know exactly how the client feels. I know how you feel when you wake up, when you first have surgery. I know how it feels to have them hands put on you for the first time for the massage. I know how it feels to go through the mental strain in your head. Like, man, how long am I going to be down like this? Like, I definitely sympathize and empathize with my community. So that's a love-hate thing because they can't give me any excuses because I done been there. Like, cut all that out because we're going to get through it. It's going to be fine. You will live. But yeah, that's how everything started. People that
And
yes, girl, who is is it Lakira? I don't want to say wrong.
Like a love.
Yes, you are so right. When I don't know, I don't have anything to say when a client tell me they self massage. How you doing the back? How you doing the sides?
You're not. I'm telling you right now, you're not. So it's crazy because on the surgery side, we don't really like our patients in the ER. We prep them for surgery, baby. They go. I don't do nothing else after. Okay. So I knew that there was, the post-op. I've worked PACU. I've worked that when they come out of surgery, but it's way different than when you're doing that in the body cosmetic industry. And crazy enough, Taye taught me a lot of stuff, baby. I had no idea about what post-op was like.
They don't even be understanding what you're saying. You're
not a
clue. How you gonna take off 2 days of work, girl? What?
And it's very important when you have people that are in your circle that you can be able to learn from and educate from and be educated on, because as a nurse like this, you're never going to stop learning.
Correct.
And it's funny because working in the ER, a lot of patients get bounced back into the ER. I cannot tell you how many patients I have seen that have had cosmetic surgery and they become one of my patients.
Because nobody's going to touch you. That's the biggest thing that clients have got to understand. You can get mad all day long. However, it is not another doctor's responsibility when you done flew to Texas or, Miami or DR in Colombia. You can't be mad at anybody over here saying, hey, that is not our issue. That is not our problem. You're going to have to fly back to where you came from. Because, yes, that's what they're going to tell you. That is a liability thing, guys. It's not them being mean. It's not them being petty. That is a liability on them. If they take on your complications and, God forbid, it turns into something else, now they got themselves involved in something they didn't have to deal with. So to avoid all that, they ain't going to deal with it.
No. And so being that Taye is in post-op, this is a big industry that a lot of people are jumping into with no education, no knowledge, because it's not a heavily regulated area right now, because don't you think that it's not coming? Because it is.
I'm already covered. We'll get to that though.
Okay, it already is. Because so many people are seeing dollar signs when it comes to this, but not really understanding what really people can die. Okay, like you said, noticing the signs of infection. There are so many stories that people are on their way to the recovery houses and they died in the car on the way because you have people that are not experienced, have no education, should not be doing anything post-op, and they do it. So,
and
let's talk a little
passing
bit
out
about
too.
that.
Syncope is very common during a massage. Actually, that
Oh,
almost happened this morning with a client. But I'm a nurse. I saw them legs shaking. I looked up at her and I said, "Oh no, ma'am, are you okay?" She goes, "No, I feel like it." Okay, well, let's sit down.
mm-hmm,
You've got to
mm-hmm.
understand the limitations of your client and what can possibly happen.
Very true. And so let's talk a little bit about, so you said, okay, I decided I'm going to go into post-op. This is what I know. How was that transition from being a nurse to being a business owner?
Well, I can fully admit I don't know much about business. So that was a big eye-opener for me. Yeah, I'm like, I had this beautiful idea, but I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? Like, it was just a thought at first. So I started doing my research. I tried to connect with people who I knew who had businesses, and they kind of helped me jump started. And then really, it's been like my own perseverance, me researching this, going to events that I can afford. Because let's be honest, entrepreneurship, it's a struggle financially. It doesn't matter what type of background that you have, you will be funding yourself for a while in the yes. And you have to be prepared for that. So, I'm at the time I was still working as a nurse, right? And then on the side, when I had the time, I would take on clients. It just so happened I kept talking about post-op. I don't know what it is, with the cloud and things like that. But as soon as I started talking about it, I started seeing like all these classes that I can take. And I saw one that popped up in Miami. It worked with my schedule. I flew down, took the course. She also was great. And then she gave us pretty much all the tools that we needed to start our business the next day. So that was very helpful. Also, having people in your corner that's a resource and who want to see you succeed. Okay, everybody giving you advice, just be careful about that. You really do. You learn who your true friends are when you start a business.
Baby, almost made me choke on that.
That's a whole nother life.
Yeah, that's another conversation too. We got a whole other conversations. You can't have those today. But she's right. Like, it is very important when jumping in, because we don't learn about business in nursing school. Like, we do not. They don't teach us a thing about it, because that's not their path for a nurse. That's not, entrepreneurship is not the path. Okay, that ain't the path.
Yeah,
it is to work and into these hospitals, whether it's admin, whether it's bedside, go back to school, so you can continue to work in the hospitals, continue to make these hospitals right. That is the whole goal. That's it. And so you really, and like Taye was saying, you got to have the right coach. Okay.
Yes.
Because there's so many coaches that are out here. I'm gonna use air quotes. I'm gonna use coaches very, very loosely, because everybody's an Instagram coach these days. Okay. Everybody will give you a certificate in something that they should not. I hope my thing don't cut off. If it cut off, I'll be setting Instagram timers on myself, and this is my third live today, and so it didn't tell me I didn't been on IG too long today. No, it's okay. I would just come back in. It's all right. Okay. I just have to set timers because, I be on here lollygagging, and so my phone is like, girl, you ain't never been on live. Like, you ain't never been this much time. Like, what is happening? And so it's very important, like Taye was saying, like, you got to find the right coach. And you really have to find somebody who is really wanting to see you succeed and not just trying to take your money. Because everybody, the coaching is not expensive. It's not cheap. Education is not cheap. Okay? The amount of money that we have spent on education alone is crazy.
Now,
like, I spend,
you flat out, you're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to understand the line between. I think. And it's still where they're at when they began. That's a hurtful feeling.
It is. See, I told you I had cut off. It came back though. So it's very important. So let's talk about post-op. Okay, because a lot of people ask me questions about post-op stuff, and I am not the expert in that. Okay? I am going to point you into the direction of people who are experts. It ain't me. And I am very well aware that it ain't me.
Hey, you got it. Hey, that's the start point right there.
That is, okay? I do everything else on this side. You know, I'm going to manage you. But like she said, most people are not going to touch you. Now, I have had a lot of patients.
Mm-hmm.
I called Taye like, girl, I got this patient in here. She got all these bruises going up. She just came back. She's constipated. And she ain't been getting up. What I need to tell her? That is a real conversation. And this is my patient in the hospital. That was a real conversation. I need to be able to tell her, because the ER doctors are not going to really give you the real. She was terrified. She was scared. You know, she's been doing her massages, like she said. But, you know, stuff goes wrong. She couldn't lay on. They trying to, well, we need her to lay on her back. I'm like,
it ain't gonna
she can't
happen, Captain.
She can't do it. Y'all do understand? Y'all feel? Well, she's got all these bruises all over. I'm like, baby, she just had surgery.
Yeah.
So she's gonna. They don't understand. Only thing that they see. So if you have post-op complications, like what Taye talked about, when you need to go see somebody, but that don't need to be the first place you go, because I guarantee you they don't know what to do. Listen when I'm telling you, they don't know what to do in the ER.
They straight up, y'all, I kid you not. I had a client call me while she was in the ER and was like, I got your number from a friend. They are refusing to touch me. She even said that the doctor, you know, put his hands on his knees like that and was like, nope, go back to your surgery. She had a seroma and they wouldn't drain her. Y'all, a seroma is not that difficult. Now, you do have to be skilled, of course, but I am telling you, as an ER nurse, he definitely could have done it. He just didn't want to. You can't be mad at that. It's not his responsibility. She actually was from South Carolina. I am in Georgia. I told her, you know, I can't force you, tell you what to do. All I can tell you is that I can handle that. So if you feel comfortable driving this way to see me, I will definitely treat y'all seroma. She left the ER, and then the next morning she drove 4 hours just so I could drain her, because there was no post-op nurse in her area. That's another thing. Before y'all start booking these surgeries, please make sure somebody can actually take care of you when you get back home.
Ooh, baby, let's talk about that part.
Please.
So,
because y'all,
most people don't know what these
care
seromas
enough,
are.
because everybody won't do this, but I care enough to really try hard to help you find a post-op person. I ain't got time to be doing that. This is something you should have done. You should have done your research. Why you sitting up here crying at me talking about you don't know what to do or who's going to take care of you? Please, guys, think about that before you have surgery. Go ahead and look up post-op businesses in your area and see what your options are, because that alone may be kind of have to change your thought process on if you should get surgery, or if you still want to. You're going to have to be able to afford enough to stay in an area that does, or be willing to travel back and forth, because I have clients that do that they don't have an option and they want the best results. But please, if you don't do anything else, make sure somebody can help you out when you get back home.
So let's start there. So before you lay on the table, okay, you didn't talk to your doctor. They didn't told you that you need to make sure that your labs are in a perfect range. You know, you may need to lose a few pounds before you lay on the table. You may have to have some routine follow-up blood work. That's great. But what else do they need to know?
All right, so while you doing all that cute stuff with the surgeon, let's start with them, actually, because that's where it starts with. Before you pick your surgeon, do your proper research. Please do not follow the wave on social media. That will get you killed, okay? Please make sure that your surgeon is safe and effective. I mean, infection is a risk naturally no matter what type of surgery you go into, so understand that. But just try to do your research and see how many infections. Join the actual, each cosmetic surgeon has their own social media group for a client on Facebook. So I'll just say, I had surgery by Dr. Sampson in Miami at Seduction Cosmetics. I went on Facebook, found Dr. John Sampson's surgery group, and I joined, and I was just like a client, just like everybody else. Nobody knew I was a nurse up in that group, but I'm scrolling, I'm doing my research. So they'll tell you the truth. The doctors' Facebook groups tell no lies, okay? They will give you the raw truth of everything about that surgery. They'll even post pictures of how they're looking, whether it's good or bad. They'll tell you exactly what their experience was, so you don't have to go in there blind saying, I didn't know. The only reason you didn't know is because you didn't do your research, and that's not my fault when you come to me. Because I'm going to tell you, like, I really wish that you would have done the research on your doctor a little bit more, and maybe we could have avoided some of the complications that you have. Okay, so boom, you've done that, you found one you trust, you feel like it's really going to deliver what you want. Then your next thing is to look up post-op care in your area. Go ahead and see. Go ahead and call and get price points, get quotes. I love that. I always applaud a client for calling me ahead of time. That is like gold. I'm like, oh my gosh, you are so smart. They start laughing. I'm like, no, for real, like, you smart. Okay? Make sure you have someone that can take care of you, that can manage what you need. If there was to be something like a seroma, because legally only nurses can do seroma extractions, just make sure there's a nurse in the area that can manage that. Also, budget. Assess your finances. Okay? I think it is so
Not
unfair.
just for the
I'm
surgery.
about to go there. I think it's so unfair for clients to literally, I know good and well certain ain't cutting no discounts like that. Like, their price is their price. Every now and then they run a sale and you catch it. However, their price is their price. So you coming to me crying about you can't afford aftercare like that, what can you do? I can tell you my price, and then you can book when you're ready. That's what I can do for you. Okay? All right? Make sure that you have enough money to cover your aftercare. What I tell clients is whatever your surgery costs, have the same exact amount and more for your aftercare. Because think about it, you're going to spend the rest of your life trying to maintain that look. This is a lifestyle change. It's not a microwave fix. It's not like so you don't wake up and be outside next week. It don't work like that. It's a progress, okay? It's a process that your body has to go through for you to maintain your results and achieve them. Your true results, you won't see until you're at least 6 months to a year post-op. The first 3 months of post-op care is when aftercare is the most important. I mean, you want to go hard, do as much as you can, because that is when your skin is the most moldable. We can start doing the molding and contouring of your new shape. Okay, the sooner and the more you invest in the front, the less you have to worry about on the back end.
Mm-hmm. So tell them what is included in aftercare.
So aftercare not only includes your massage, it includes your supplies. Okay, you're going to have a lot of things when you have your surgery, especially if you are traveling to have surgery, like you're staying in a hotel or Airbnb. You're going to have to keep that area clean and protected so that it don't kick you out, because a lot of places are tired, especially in Florida. They're sick and tired of y'all coming there messing up their rooms, leaving blood everywhere. So they're actually denying your stay now. If they find out you're booking because you're getting a surgery, you'll get your feelings hurt if you don't tell the truth. You're going to get kicked out of the hotel room. There's been pictures of people just leaving the room disgusted. That don't even make sense. Okay? Just have all the supplies that you need, which is it's quite a list. I have it on my website, but make sure you have all the supplies that you need. Make sure you have a responsible person that is going to pick you up from surgery. Please do not think you're going to be able to book an Uber back home after your surgery day. The surgery center is not going for that. You have to have somebody there present with you. Please, by all means, at least the first couple of days, don't be home alone. Do not be home alone. You just had surgery. And by medical definition, cosmetic surgery is a minor trauma. Okay? So you just had a very aggressive procedure done outpatient. You need someone there with you 24/7. Go ahead and, get that family member, that friend, have them ready. Like, when you book, also hit them up too and make sure they can take those days off to be with you. Y'all don't want to be by yourself when you just having surgery. Y'all the ones saying, oh, I was fine. They are lying. Okay? They are not fine.
What type of surgery they had. But there are a lot of cosmetic procedures that can be done. And everybody's aftercare is not the same because everybody doesn't get the same surgery.
Correct. That is correct. So do the research on the type of surgery that you're having. Okay. Also, when you're taking advice from people, I would advise you to make sure that they are some type of medical person and not someone from the group, because those sometimes being in the group, it can conflict a little bit. You just have to, just like anything else, you got to know what information to use and what to just leave there, because you will see some people commenting saying all you got to do is go on YouTube and type in seroma extraction and you can buy the needles on Amazon and stick yourself. Yes, I'll be reading stuff like that.
You could try it if you want to.
That's on you. I know the anatomy of the body, so I know where to poke and where to not. Do you?
I would not advise that. Okay.
It gets crazy. So okay, for your aftercare, so we talked about the surgeon, about budgeting appropriately, about the supplies. Oh, please take the appropriate time off for work. All right, that is kind of hard to gauge, because this is what happens. The body has two responses to surgery. Cosmetic surgery. You're either going to wake up and say, oh, that was nothing. It just felt like a light workout. Why she tripping? It ain't even that bad. Okay, you had a positive response to the surgery. Or you can wake up how I felt, which is like I got hit by a Mack truck. Like, I was not expecting to feel like that off some Lipo 360. I'm like, what is going on? But problem is, you don't know how you're going to wake up. You don't know if you're going to be that one that had a good response, or if you're going to be that person that's in a whole lot of pain. So how can you really say, oh, I'm just going to take 3 or 4 days off and I'm going to go back to work? Don't do that, because the moment you do that, the universe is going to set it up so that you wake up needing way more days than 3 or 4. Just make sure you have the appropriate time off for work as well.
That's important. Supplies is important. Funny thing, I'll put that in. When you talk about supplies, I had a coworker who I guess she got a BBL. She got a BBL and some lipo, and she comes to work, y'all, every day with her pillows.
With that pillow, baby, it's 2023. Y'all know what's up. I'm just gonna sit down and
with her pillows and don't care about it.
Nothing to talk
like
about.
It is 2023. There's no reason to be. So many people are still like, oh, I'm ashamed that I'm going to go get cosmetic. You do what you feel like works for you. Okay? Mm-hmm. It's not for everybody. And some people are perfectly fine. There's no shaming in, oh, if you want to go lay on the table and do this, like, that's you. That ain't for everybody. Don't push it on everybody, because it ain't for everybody. But that is something, that is your choice.
Oh, another thing. So glad you said about that. So when it comes to booking your surgery, the biggest thing that clients need to understand, first of all, you have to accept the reality of where you are. Okay. So what I mean by that is understand your foundation versus your goals. All right. So sometimes, and it does not matter, you do not have to be a heavy set person for what I'm about to say next. You could be a very small frame person. Okay, but depending on how you want to look, that will automatically tailor how many surgeries you are going to have. All right, I do not advise doing everything at one time. That is please don't do that. I ain't got time. People definitely won't have time. Do not do that. I know it seems like, oh, I'll just get it done at once to be done. Yeah, you're going to be done, all right. You're going to be done. Way more done than what you think and what you want. That's not the good way to go. It's also not safe, y'all. It's not safe to be doing all those things at one time. That is why the U.S. has standards on that. And I don't know if y'all noticed, they've actually cut back on doing a lot of combos. They won't even, do you know now some surgeons won't even lipo and tummy tuck. They'll just tummy tuck first.
I've heard that.
And then
but that's why so many people leave the U.S.
said, no, I'll do your tummy tuck first, and then in 6 months, I'll do your lipo. Because even they are getting it now. Nobody has time for a death, okay? Nobody wants to kill anyone. Let's start there. That's not what it is. It's the combination of a whole lot of things, but no one wants that on their name. So just help everybody out and just do things the right way. So if you're wanting just, minor improvements, then okay, you may be cool with 1 round. If you want a big old ghetto booty, you're not going to get that with just 1 surgery. So understand that, and understand what your foundation is and what your goals are. That will help you tailor how many procedures you may have to have. If you might need to lose some more weight before the surgery. I always advise clients, lose as much weight as you can. Okay, but especially if you're just getting lipo, lose as much as you can, because it's only going to make your results look even better. I actually do have an ick with some surgery centers with this whole like flex sculpt and doing a lipo of like plus size, no BMI requirements. They don't even make sense,
Yeah, that's
y'all. Like, it's
crazy.
okay to want to be fit, and I get it because that's what I am. That's what I like to look. But I lost 50 pounds before I had surgery because I understood. I need to get as small as I possibly can with what I feel comfortable with before I have surgery because I want my results to look really, really good.
And that's the thing. A lot of I feel like a common misconception when it comes to cosmetic surgeries is a lot of people think that, well, my surgeon has my best interest at heart. He will tell me, what it needs to be done before I get the surgery. They don't.
Every now and then, I will say mine. He told me
I'm not
he was
saying
like,
not all of them.
yeah, I will say my surgeon. He said, I want to give you what you want, but I want to keep you alive. That's all I tell you to do. I was fine after that in pre-op.
Right. But a lot of patients a lot of providers are, and I'm not going to say, I mean, there are some here in the U.S. that are like that, but that's why you have to be cautious when you're going overseas to get these surgeries because they're not regulated like we are.
That is correct.
You want to get everything done, and they're going to take your money, they going to do it, and they're going to send you on your way.
I had to tell me how in the world I inherited a client who went to Tijuana for lipo and a BBL, and she was on dialysis.
But see what I'm saying? But everyone, y'all look at the price tag that says, oh, well, it's cheaper if I go over there. But you got to think what the cost you're actually going to spend if you're not really getting proper aftercare, if you're not really getting a procedure that's safe for you. There's no reason. There's no way in the world that no patient on dialysis, that's a kidney patient, should be getting it. No.
I even asked Janisha, I was like, so I just want to know, did you have any issues getting your medical clearance while you were over there? She's like, oh, no, it wasn't a problem.
But they probably didn't do one.
You can see the whole freaking shunt pulsating out of her arm.
They probably didn't do
one. What? I had to release her from my care. I was like,
oh yeah, I would touch that. I would not have touched that. I don't blame. No. But it's important. Like, people think that, oh, I'm just gonna lay on the table, I'm gonna wake up and I'll have this great body. But no. And that's the beauty of her lane and my lane, and why they do mesh well together. Because it is very important, like she was saying, that you do need to be at a certain weight before you lay on the table and get anything done.
Yes.
You definitely should.
Yes.
If they're not asking you for no medical clearance and checking your labs or something before, that's a problem. If they're not checking your kidney functions, if they're not checking your electrolytes, that's a problem. These are things that are standard, and they should be checked more than once. Yeah. To be quite honest. Yeah. Don't just say, oh, I just checked it once, and then my surgery is in 2 or 3 months. No. Because I've had that happen. I've had a patient come to me in the ER because of that, and they wonder why they have issues.
And tell the truth.
Oh, baby, stop lying.
Stop lying, y'all. Like, you only get. It makes no sense to tell a lie to have a banging body that you only gonna show off at your own doggone funeral. Like, make it make sense. It don't make any sense for you to lie just so you can have a look. Y'all, it ain't that deep. It ain't worth that. Okay?
You can tell us, I went and had my, but people really do not. They'll tell you, oh, I went and had surgery. On what? Because that's what I'm at. What did you have surgery on? Baby, just tell me what it is. I can't help you if you can't be honest and tell me what it is you had surgery on. There's no reason, and I guess, I mean, that's a whole, baby, we done got whole 3 other lives. Right. The stigma, okay? The stigma behind.
No, Jenny, they be lying on their medical clearance just so they can get cleared. And it's not fair because you're going to make the doctor, the surgeon look bad. That's not cool to do some crap like that and ruin somebody's reputation. Everybody's thinking, oh my God, he's a killer doctor. He's a killer doctor. Now, with the knowledge that I know, with the experience that I have in this business, I do not judge the surgeon when I initially hear about a death on his license. I'm going to be like, I wonder if that patient told the truth about their history. There's one surgeon in particular that happened to, and unfortunately, he actually has a reputation of deaths, but this one was not on him. She lied about having a gastric sleeve. So when you have a gastric procedure in order to lose weight for a cosmetic procedure later, you have to wait 1 year after that gastric procedure to qualify for surgery. Y'all, she waited 4 months and told the doctor nothing about the gastric sleeve. The only way that the doctor found out is, of course, when the situation occurred, and if she was out of the country, he had to call the family back over here, and the family told him that she had that 4 months ago. He had no clue that she had just had a gastric procedure, and that ended her life. Now, is it fair to say that it's the doctor's fault that she got killed? No, not in my opinion. That's why now I don't judge right off when I hear of a death. I just don't.
You can't. But I'd be like, that's why you got to make sure the provider that you go to, that they do a thorough assessment on you. If they only go about based on what you say, that's a problem.
Which they do, honestly, they do go by majority of what you say. So a standard medical clearance for cosmetic surgery involves an EKG, basic labs, and a urine test. That's it. So if there's nothing comes up, so let's say you have AFib, right? But you're taking your meds, so your EKG appears to be normal, or if it is, it's just minor changes, something that urgent care would mark off as clear. Of course, your labs are fine, things like that. So you could easily not tell the surgeon you have AFib, and they would have no clue. God forbid something happens to you in your heart rate during the surgery, then what you gonna do? It's not safe, guys. It's not worth it. It's really not.
That's scary. No, baby, you need to do a full-on assessment on me. That is not okay. That don't tell you nothing.
That's all I had to do. I went to urgent care. I
know. that tells you nothing. That tells you absolutely nothing. But this is why it is very important why you have to make sure the providers that you're seeing to get these procedures are licensed, for one, because that is a thing. Because you wouldn't go to nobody. I mean, that's just like you going to an OB to deliver your baby, and they ain't never had nothing done. They ain't never delivered no baby before. They don't know nothing about a fundus or nothing. You gonna sit there and let them deliver your baby? I'm sorry, I'm not.
I was about to say, it's because there's a lot of them that have backgrounds and other things. And then just like us, you can go to a school. I know like some dentists that do like OBBLs now. So really, a doctor.
But they have the education behind it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
I know some ones that are well, even if they may have, a background in podiatry, I don't know, and started doing cosmetic surgery. It doesn't mean that they're not good. Just make sure that look at the school that they went to and look at how many surgeries they have done since they have transitioned. Okay, we all can grow and excel no matter where we started from. So I ain't even going to talk about it like that. Just make sure that whomever it is, if they're not only in plastics, that they just, know what they're doing, essentially. Because there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that at all. Just do your research.
But if you ain't done nothing, and you ain't got no accreditation, no license, no certification, no nothing, no, baby, that ain't who you need to see. Just because they running a special.
And I will say, because I'm sorry, I got like my mind. This is another issue for the ones who are wanting to do the awake procedures, because there are some people who actually can't handle anesthesia.
What is
that happens?
So they're awake when they have them done.
Yeah, so you have the awake surgery. I'm not saying don't do it. Again, understand your foundation and what you want to be. And also know this, if you're going to be awake and they're going to do the procedure, they're not going to be aggressive. They can't. They can't get to you how they want to because you're going to feel it way too much for you to be able to withstand. So in my opinion, the only ones who should be getting awake are ones who want minor work. They have a great foundation, so it's not going to take much to enhance their look. For ones who are plus size, wanting to be awake, I don't recommend that. It's not going to hit the way you want it to hit. And it's because you're not under anesthesia and they can't really contour you from the inside with you being awake like that.
I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense to me. But for people who have no background, I'm not doing it. But it's just so y'all understand, there is a lot to post-op care, and you can't just go to somebody who don't know what they do.
Yeah. It's like I get all kind of stuff. I'm like, they doing what on you now?
Okay. Because if there's one thing Taye gonna do, Taye gonna educate somebody. Okay, she don't care. She was educating the lady on wearing her thigh at the content boot camp. Sure was. Right there, at the middle of the boot camp.
I'm gonna tell you.
I saw a video. I said, oh, she gonna be doing that education on how to wear, because that is how to wear a faja properly is a real thing.
It's a real thing.
If you don't know how to, she has a great video on her page that you can go look at where she breaks down and she explains to you how you can wear your faja.
And
Because
the
I
service
didn't
centers
know.
don't know. They'll have y'all out in a garment that's 5 times bigger than what you're supposed to be in. Okay? I'm telling you now, they don't know. And they will tell you that, oh, that's fine. That's exactly what you need. No, ma'am. Girl, I had one client. She sent me a picture. It was so big on her, one of her phones fell out her pant leg. I said, no, ma'am. Like, this is way too big. And yes, the surgeon, she said she went back the next day. They still told her it was fine. I said, well, I'm telling you it's not. It's not okay. That is not the right amount of compression that you need. It is not going to be good for your results.
Because people don't know. You don't know what you don't know, but when you about to lay down and have a surgery done, you better find something to know.
Yeah.
Or you better find somebody to educate you on what you don't know. Because you can't do it.
Yeah.
So the one thing I do want to touch on is, because I know that you are now partnered with the recovery home. Yes. So yay. So talk a little bit about how that process works with recovery homes when it comes to post-op care.
So I am all for, hey, mommy, I am all for a recovery house. I love it. It's a one-stop shop because the recovery house, the ones that know what they're doing, we need to talk about that. It's a lot of fake recovery homes out here. So I forgot, do your research with that as well. Okay. Make sure that it's actually ran by someone who, they don't have to be medical, but they better have a medical person in there, like a nurse or a CNA. Okay. Not somebody's auntie who just know how to cook real good. Okay. Make sure that the proper people are inside of the recovery house. So if you get one that is up to standard with like alter ego, then you're in great hands. You have your own private room. They prepare your meals. You get your massages while you're there. They do transportation and take you to and from your appointments. It's very good for someone who's flying out of state and may not be able to have someone to come help them. Recovery house is the way to go. So just do your research with that as well. And the way post-op works with that is, of course, you stay in the recovery home, and then the nurse, will come into the recovery home and take care of you. So you still will not be leaving the recovery house other than to go to the surgery center for your post-op appointments.
Mm-hmm. But like she said, you got to do your research. People be dying in these recovery homes.
Yeah, they getting shut down left and right in Florida. Okay. Like real bad. The last one, because I'm still in the groups. And here recently, maybe like 2 weeks ago, one in Florida got raided. And what happened was the owners left the house. So obviously they got a heads up. The owners left the house with all of the ladies in there by themselves. One of the recovery dolls was the one that answered the door for the police because she didn't know what else to do because they had dipped. They wouldn't answer the phone. They straight up ran up on the plug and left them stranded there in the house.
Listen,
so they already knew
Florida getting raided for the recovery homes. They giving out for nursing license, baby. I'm sorry, Florida people. I'm sorry. Y'all is just getting drugged right now.
They're so mad. there are people who actually got down there and canceled their surgery because they realized they were in a fake recovery home or one that didn't know what they were doing, and they couldn't find another recovery home because all the good ones were booked. So they had to cancel their whole entire surgery. That happens a lot. So do your research.
I'd rather you cancel it before than you be dead afterwards because you ain't got nothing to do.
You know, they make it look all good, and then
absolutely.
It's like, oh my God. Like one client told me she had to DoorDash her own groceries because they weren't even preparing the proper foods. Why are you frying a post-op client chicken and pork chops and French fries? Like she's like they had no healthy food. They hid her pills from her. They took the pill bottles, and then when she wanted something for pain, they would bring a pill in their hand and say, take this. Would not even tell her, wouldn't even tell her what it was. They weren't nice or, understanding or gentle with her massages. She didn't have a pleasant experience at all.
Oh wow, that's terrible.
Yeah.
No, get somebody else to do it. That is not okay.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things that you need to do beforehand. There's a whole lot more that you got to do afterwards.
Yep.
That I didn't even know about. I learned about. Just talking to Taye, I'm like, girl, for real, you got to do that. Girl, for real, you got to do that too.
Can't sit on your butt. Y'all don't be thinking that.
You can't.
Get you some knee pads.
Like it's a real.
I gotta add that to my supply list. It's knee pads.
It's a real thing. Like it can be amazing, but see, the thing is, these Instagram models be having y'all thinking, oh, I had surgery, and oh, I'm great, and I look like this, and I got the Coke bottle body. But baby, it takes some work.
And so are these fitness trainers. They get surgery too.
They do.
And
two of my coaches, spa girl.
And y'all do it every time. Whole time they can recover with me. I'm like, dang, you're not gonna tell them about step one? You ain't gonna tell them about me? Okay.
So it's a real thing. It can be amazing, but understand, when you need your IV hydration, don't think that you don't need that for post-op. You do.
Yes, you do.
You do.
Not a lot of it, but you do.
You do need it, okay? You do need to make sure that you know how to maintain your body afterwards. The healthy lifestyle, the eating habits, that is a big piece of it because you can't just go back. I mean, it's just like a sleep. You can't go back to just eating trash.
Girl, I done had women Uber Eats American Deli while they on my massage table.
If y'all not in Atlanta, y'all don't know what American Deli is. But yes, it's probably wings and fries.
I'm like, y'all, you can't eat the same. Now, I'm not saying deplete yourself of the things you love because that only leads to destruction. But moderation, it's a lifestyle change. Cosmetic surgery is not a quick fix. It is a lifestyle change. And if you don't do those key things, you will be on the table again. Because you can gain the weight back. The biggest misconception is, I'm going to get lipo. They're going to suck all this out and I'm never going to gain weight again. That is not true. Liposuction only destroys the current fat cells. So really, you have a clean slate, right? When you have lipo, it's actually great for that if you really know how to manage it. You wake up with a clean slate for the most part, with the fat cells gone. So you just have to make sure new ones don't grow. Now, I will say, in the beginning, it'll creep up on you. You'll start eating, and then you're going to be like, I'm not gaining any weight. I don't know what they're talking about. And then you're going to wake up one morning and be like you're pregnant again. Because it creeps back on you. Like, that's literally how it happens. That's how women think that, I'm not gaining any weight. It's because it's a slow progression of those new fat cells. But then once they're there, they're there.
You can't get them. You can't just get rid of them again. Yeah. You're gonna be back on the table again. Mm-hmm. So, if there is one thing you have to leave the people with, what would it be?
It would be. I would say this: there's nothing wrong with cosmetic surgery. I am all for it. It is sanity, not vanity. Just do it the right way.
That's good. You can put that on the show. Copyright that.
It's already
copyright. Okay. Copyright. Okay.
No, it ain't copyright. So I stole it from somebody else.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well. Oops. But it's important for us to have the conversations about the different worlds that exist in nursing. It's important to understand that as a nurse, you don't just have to be a one-trick pony. You do not. There's a whole nother world outside of your bedside, the patients that you see. Don't let them people tell you no different. Okay? It is a lot of work. Okay? I am not going to lie to you. It is a lot of work. And me and Taye actually connected crazy enough. I'm telling you, I was just talking about my network the other day. Earlier today. Me and Taye connected last year in April at a class. Like literally her body enhancement. We was in the same class. Okay? And so we connected in the class, and I was just like, she was asking all her questions, and we was just doing that. And I was just like, okay, yeah, okay. You want to go get something to eat after this? And that's literally how it started. I didn't know Taye a year and a half ago. 2 years ago, I didn't know who she was. Didn't know she existed, didn't have no business, didn't know nothing about her. She live in Atlanta, y'all. I live in Dallas, Texas. And it's important because just from there, she didn't know me either. She was just like, okay, sure, yeah. We sat down, we ate breakfast, and
it's been on ever since.
That was it. Okay? That was literally it. So it's very important to understand that you have to network with people, and the nursing world is small. Okay? It is extremely small. I don't care how many people tell y'all that it is not. The nursing world is a very small world. And so it's very important that you maintain relationships with people because you never know what you're going to need them for, whether it's in nursing, whether it's in business, whether it's in a combination of both. Because as nurses, like we both can feed off each other. They ask me questions about stuff all the time. I ask they questions about stuff all the time because we live in two different worlds. Like, yes, we connected. We're both, ER nurses. That's our background. We're both nurse entrepreneurs. Like, that is our life. But we live in two different segments of it all. And so it's important to maintain those relationships with people because there you're going to go through some struggles and you're going to think you're the only one going through it. And the baby is not. You're not. The same stuff Taye's going through as an entrepreneur. I don't do the same stuff.
And we really call each other like I'm going through it.
Yeah. 2-hour conversations like, I am. And so it's important, I like to have the conversations with other nurses because so many nurses just feel like they're stuck and they want to do something more, but they feel like, well, nursing is the only passion I have. You never know what other passions you really have until you realize the passion you thought was the only thing you have is not giving anymore. So you're forced to be like, well, what else is it for me to do? I don't want this life anymore. How can I still be fulfilled and have a passion when I didn't know what else there was? Like, you don't have to keep yourself in the box. No, you're not going to know everything about business. Learn. You still not going to learn everything, but you take it in strides. You can only learn as much as you can learn. Dontricia said when he was on here earlier.
You can bounce off of. Okay, we all understand we can't afford to do every single thing. Find you an accountability partner or a boss bestie. You take one class, I take one class, and hey, we come together and we share this information. Learn how to make it work with what you have, and you're stronger together. They'll tell you that big wig companies. They'll all say you're stronger in partnerships. Not a single person that's a billionaire did it alone.
Nope. Not one. Because you're just not gonna know everything. And Dante was saying what you don't know, dig deeper. You don't have to know everything, but when you find out the things that you don't know, you need to go deep on those things. And that's one thing me and Taye gonna do, baby. We're gonna research stuff. Girl, you sure? How does that work for your life? How does that work for your
story? When I feel like I got what I need.
But you have to do it. And it doesn't mean, I don't want, even for the new nurses, like she said, she got to that point where she knew that something else was out there for me. I was the same way. I became super jaded. Everything that would happen, I would just be like, I don't care.
Yeah, everything, like, I did not care. Like,
I
yo, you
don't
could
care.
literally hand me your left leg in your arm. I wasn't gonna care.
Oh, okay.
Go have a seat.
And that's literally.
I'll get to you when I can. Look, go walk and have a seat. Go walk and sit down. You got your leg in your hand.
But the beauty of that is we realized that we were getting to a point where we knew we had to make a change.
You got
There are some nurses that stay in that area and they're bitter.
Yeah.
They hate their jobs. They don't want to be there, and they take it out on everybody around them.
Yeah.
They quit, retire, whatever it is you got to do. But doesn't nobody want to deal with that. I love the career of nursing because I can do so many things with it. But in order for you to maintain to do that, right?
Ever take away.
You got to make sure you protect yourself and your life.
Yeah.
Because neither one of us would be able to do anything that we do, go into entrepreneurship, if we didn't have that piece of paper that says we can do.
So you got to pay respect first. Like, have accountability, understand your own biases. That's a real thing. Check in with yourself. Hey, dig deep now and be real. Be able to face it too, because a lot of people don't want to accept where they're at. So you got to understand where you are, accept what it is, and figure out how to make it better so you can be happy again.
Yes, because Taye has the passion for post-op. Like, she loves it. She will educate anybody, anywhere, anytime, any place. So if y'all have questions, okay, she the person to ask. Don't ask me, because I'm going to direct you to either her or Java Flow Staff. Give me the two people you're going to get, because it ain't me. I don't know. I will find the answer for you, but I will tell you, okay, baby, these are the people, okay? Taye's in Atlanta. Java Flow is in New Jersey. Then deal with the two. Because those are people that I know, that I trust in. I know that they are not going to do anything to harm you, and they're going to maintain their life. So therefore, they're going to do this stuff right. And they love what they do. You have to make sure that you love what you do. At the end of the day.
If you love what you do, they say you won't feel like you're working. You will at first as an entrepreneur, but when you finally get to that good place, you feel good. Like, I can honestly say the stress that I have now is totally different than the ER stress that I have. I welcome this stress because guess what? I'm slaving for me. I'm stressing for me, for my legacy, for my generational wealth. I'm putting them up for Taye and Taye only. And that's the best feeling ever.
It is. The tears are still there.
The tears still falling, still crying in the wind. Okay?
Don't let it fool you. It is still there. I still cry every week. Okay? But it's to better me. So let them know how they can connect with you, how they can find you.
Okay, so you can follow me on Instagram at Nurse to Beauty, the same for TikTok, the same for Facebook. My website is www.nurse2beauty.com. I might be at your expo event. I done signed up to be at a quinceañera, girl. You don't book me, I don't have it. Okay, I'm there. And let me tell you, got to think outside the box, because roll with me here. Yes, it's a quinceañera, which means it's the what community? Spanish. Where did BBL even come from? The Spanish community. So who's all going to be there? People who are Spanish, who want to have surgery or thought about it. It's the perfect merger.
It is. I understood the thought process. But I said, is it only for people who, I'm like, well, it's got to be the parents in here that are planning. Baby, I went and looked up the vendor.
I was confused myself. I think they're just calling it that because it's so many other vendors there doing all sorts of things. Yeah. I even asked if I should have a translator. They said, no, I should be good.
Yeah, I looked them up. Don't worry, because I was about to say, girl, what is it that you do? So I went to their page. I went to see what they do. I checked out other vendors that was going to be there.
Somebody going to think, hey, girl, it's crazy. What is she doing at a quinceañera? Hey, don't worry about it. I know what I'm doing at that quinceañera.
Hey, If it makes sense, we gonna do it, okay?
It makes sense.
So
I
we
want
said if
to do
we
it.
can't afford to lose it, we ain't doing it. So yes, babe, there's everyday tears, and that's okay because they, like she said, they're tears for us.
Mm-hmm.
Some days I throw in the towel, okay?
Definitely some days
Because
we
today I
watch.
could have been going to another store,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but
You
it is
pick
amazing.
yourself up, wipe them tears. Tomorrow is a new day because you're going to have new things to accomplish. You're always going to have struggles in the business. Just know that there's not a single business that don't have issues. Okay, so just like Janisha said, you're not the only one. You're going to feel like it. We all feel like it. You can have all the support in the world, but sometimes entrepreneurship is very lonely because you feel like nobody understands how you feel. It's other people. So don't be afraid to vent. And tell the truth. And then also knowing sometimes you just gotta, seclude yourself for a minute. Separate yourself. Get in tune with yourself because you're gonna have to be more solid in yourself than you ever would have thought you would need to be to have a business.
Listen, okay. Ashley, we just talked about that earlier. Okay. Yeah, you really do.
Yes.
And you learn a lot about yourself going through this journey. I have learned so much about myself in this journey of entrepreneurship. Baby.
Yes. You gotta understand your morals. Everybody don't have integrity in business. You got to understand what type of business owner do you want to be. You have to really assess all those things because if not, your mind will take you up out of here trying to be entrepreneur. So you got
to have. I'm so excited that we talked about that right coach because I am bringing on Thursday a coach who, when I say is the right coach and you got to find one, yeah, I'm bringing her on live on Thursday because everything. Yeah. So Thursday, we're at HERstory live continues. Well, tomorrow it continues, and then Thursday also we'll go live with one of my coaches, Sheila Michelle. So we are going to be talking about basically being coachable and having and finding the right coach that an entrepreneur really needs because that's important. So I'm so glad that we talked on that today because it literally just segues into everything. Like everything's just flowing together. So
and we all get it, right? That means something. We're all understanding like what this takes, what this really means. Like this is what you should or need to be successful. We're getting our way, like we're making it. We're both going to have very successful businesses. We're just figuring it out. I ain't gonna lie, as I go. Like I'm literally figuring out. But when I got it, and I don't mind sharing that with someone else. I could. Well, I also just like to say that y'all don't be selfish. It's okay to withhold some things. But it's not okay to be a selfish person in business. You won't thrive like that because you're going to need somebody to give you information. You're going to need somebody to help you out. You're going to need somebody to lean on. You're going to need somebody that's going to look out for you on something because you really can't do it. But you know what I'm saying? You know somebody who knows you and your character and will do something for you out of good faith. You're going to need those type of people. So you might want to be that kind of person yourself.
That is very true. But I will tell you, baby, some people really be in your DMs and y'all be asking so many questions. And I do not mind answering. But at some point, I'm going to tell you, baby, you're going to have to put it off. Because there's only so much I can answer in the DM. I don't mind sharing whatsoever. I am open to sharing whatever it is. But when you start sending me 7 to 10 follow-up questions, all right. I'm going to leave that alone.
I definitely know the feeling.
I'm going to leave that alone. Okay? Because I tell you, I do not know everything. And I know a little bit of a lot of things. But be understanding. Ooh, just don't get mad when I'm like, okay, do you want to? Don't get upset.
Because after a while, like it's not. Come on, like I can't keep doing this. I have to be comfortable.
You can't pick my brain to death.
Yeah. I have to be
I get it. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So I appreciate you for joining me on live. We had an amazing conversation. I already wrote down some more live topics that we're going to have. I wrote down a couple for you for content. We'll talk about that afterwards. So y'all be sure to follow. Oh, let me pin. To beauty. I was supposed to pin this on here early so that y'all can follow my good sis here And yes, Ashley, yes, you have to have your together in your mental because it will take you out quick. The number one way to take somebody out, be a nurse and be an entrepreneur. I promise you, you will be ready to sing for the book. I promise you.
Dang,
Be a nurse working still and be an entrepreneur and bring them two together. I promise you, you're going to want to take yourself out.
Okay, I'm surprised I still got edges. They holding on.
Baby. Because now they don't even say, I just like you right there. You want to, oh, okay, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not arguing with nobody.
Whatever.
I'm not being upset about nothing. I have too much other stress that I be stressing about.
Yeah.
We're not doing that. So
thank you
can
so
definitely
much,
connect with
Taye, for having me. I really, really appreciate it. This was very fun. I can't wait to do it again.
We will. Maybe we can do like a that's gonna be good. So we can do like a nursing entrepreneur roundtable live.
Ooh.
I like that. I'm always getting ideas. Let me figure it out.
Okay, we're going.
I know a bunch of y'all already. I can just pull y'all right from the group. It's already 6 right there in the group. All right, we'll schedule it. Okay, let me get to my grand opening.
Okay.
And y'all got to congratulate Taye. She's hitting her 1 year in business. So y'all clap it down.
Thank you. And I also have a new certification. I can tell you real quick before I hang up. So
yeah.
Initially, first of all, in order to have a post-op business, the regulations is a very great area. So it's really the perfect time to jump in before things start changing. So all you need is a post-op certification via a business. I'm going to start teaching post-op care very soon. So if you will, my first class is 26, but my class is full, Janisha. Like I cannot take. And guess what? They're all nurses so far. There was one respiratory therapist who I think she's on live that reached out to me, but everyone has a medical background. So I'm very happy about that. Nurses are tired. Y'all ready to get this money, and I want to help you get it. So my first class is the 26th. If anyone is interested in starting their own post-operative care business, please continue to follow me. I will be posting new class dates soon after, just let me get through this class first. On top of that, I have a new certification. So I also went to an accredited school this past week and got training on the entire lymphatic system. So I can now call myself a certified manual lymphatic drainage therapist.
Come through, baby.
I am a nurse and a therapist now.
Come through, baby. Now I can. The price tag.
Okay, secure in the bag for real.
The price tag just went up. Okay. There's one person that's gonna hustle. Taye gonna do it. Any means necessary. She gonna find a way. She gonna make it happen. And she like, she need to go and do this. There's one person.
And I'm gonna teach you how to do it the right way. Like,
yeah, did you do this? Let me tell you how to do it. I'm gonna tell you what you need to do. She gonna make sure that I get my together. Okay. So it's amazing to be able to celebrate, and that's what these lives are about, to be able to celebrate women in business that are really killing it. Like I could have went out to people who are like, so successful and they have all this, but to me, I'm like, they don't really get to the people that are on our level, like they don't understand that as much.
Yeah.
So
I understand.
So there's nothing wrong with that. Now, my coach, I bring it on, she's a boss, okay? But that's a whole nother live, and that's a whole nother live. Thursday, 7 p.m. Central, join us, okay? So celebrating Taye being able to have a new certification, her first year of business, it's amazing.
It's a perfect fit. You want to secure yourself. You don't want anybody to be able to take something away from you. So always educate, always get everything you could possibly have for your business. Like just do it. Invest in yourself. Like please. Yes. You got to.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for joining me. And we're definitely going to do this again. I already joined my nurse roundtable live. We're going to do that. We're going to plan that after this month because y'all, I think I got like 7 more lives. I'm not even go 30. I think I got 7 more
You're doing it, and you're doing
But
amazing too. I want to
this has
congratulate you.
been a push.
Yeah, you're
Thank you.
doing so great, Janisha. You are doing amazing. Just in the 1 year that I've known you, I've seen the
Baby,
growth.
yes.
You already know, I know. I've
Yes.
seen the growth in yourself and your business, and you are an inspiration to me. So I want to push you to keep going.
Yeah,
Like we got
I'm
each
going.
other. We
For
gonna impact the
sure.
world. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
If y'all miss content in camp, I promise you, y'all really missed. Okay, y'all really missed. But we gonna impact the world. But this came from literally being. And I invited Taye. I was like, hey,
She
we
sure
got
did.
this boot camp going on.
She sure did. I knew nothing about. Well, I heard about it, but I wasn't gonna do it.
I'm like, I'm coming to Atlanta. Why not? The people who were in Atlanta, they were there with me. Like my friends that are in Atlanta, I'm always, if I'm coming to the city, I'm hitting them up because y'all gonna be at something that I'm at.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. So I appreciate you for having me. We're to celebrate you and your business. You know, I'm always support.
Likewise.
Here, forever, now, forever. Okay? Taye is killing it. I am going to schedule this nurse roundtable live because I feel like, you know, it's actually going to be a really good conversation. Even Ashley said the same thing. It'd be really nice. So I wrote it down, guys. Okay, every live I take notes, and I have taken something from every single live. Oh, baby, I got a lot. But
I'm ready for it.
I feel like that can be the first thing that I implement. Okay, because you know my implementation is trash. But that can be the first thing. So I appreciate y'all for joining us on our late night live. I typically do them during the day, but you know, late night lives is good. I like it. So
I'm going to bed now, though.
I'm not.
It's 11 o'clock over here.
I'm not. I'm about to be up for 3-4 more hours. So if y'all have any questions, definitely reach out to Taye, slide in her DM, give her a follow, celebrate this week. She's got fire content and education, and hit us up on TikTok because we don't impact the world. I will catch y'all tomorrow. I will have a lunchtime live with my favorite woman in the whole wide world. Y'all, my mama coming on live. So 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, we are going on live to talk about her journey into entrepreneurship after being a career corporate woman for 30 years. So it's gonna be a great conversation. So definitely hit us up tomorrow. The live with Sheila Michelle is gonna be on Thursday, and then I'm bringing an esthetician on Friday, y'all. It's about to be a whole. The week is just getting okay. It's getting. So I will talk to y'all later. Love.
All right, y'all have a good night.
Bye.